Ah, yes, the old fly on the screen. No, don't play again. Stop playing music. All right. How do I operate computers? I think. Let's see here. It's been like an entire week. How am I supposed to remember how to push buttons? So, welcome back. Um, we have 6 hours of highway footage that was filmed out by the bus when I used to live in it. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it very well, but whatever. So, welcome in, everyone. Looks like we have assorted people, including Melissa, Robin, Guru Ace, Antifixus, Frank, John M, Skip, and Mike C, Gary, Bruce, all the usuals. Um, yeah, so the van broke and it's fixed already. Um, hmm, hmm. I don't know if that video that I posted about fixing it just wasn't very interesting, or if YouTube didn't push it out, but that's the lowest performing video I've published in like 6 years. It hasn't even gotten 500 views yet. Kind of random, but anyways. I attempted to gussy up my unsweetened iced tea by Arnold Palmerizing it. I put a little dash of the Country Time sugar-free lemonade in it. I have not tried to drink it yet, but it has a suspicious foam on the top. So we're going to leave that here and let it settle for a while. So today, a couple of things. First off, the thumbnail, Ollie. We have what I like to call the quantum brown motors here, which are what they use on a lot of the Edge 2 and 3 chairs, whatnot, the 2-pole ones. And we're going to compare them to a set of permobil motors that look suspiciously identical. I recently came into a couple of pairs of these quantum motors. Thank you, person in the chat. We're going to be doing interesting things with them and whatnot. But I figure, first off, we should probably lay them next to each other, get out the calipers, and see how similar they are. Because, yeah, I know the motor shafts are compatible, like the hubs. Anyways, so, hey, Linda, how we doing? Pushed a button and brought me here. Hey, Mixters, how we doing? Hang on, there's a button. There's the button. Yay! But first up, this is attempt number 4. Most of them all with different companies, but in this box right here is yet another set of backrest parts for this chair I'm sitting in. And we're going to see this time if it's correct. Last time, it turned out that apparently ADI sent the wrong parts. The first 2 times was a DME, which I'm not going to anymore. And then, yeah, anyways, so we're probably going to open it up here in a second. And, I'm just so numb at this point. We'll see if they're the right stuff. I hope they are. Anyways. Let's see what's going on in the chat here. So, Melissa, here, let me, hang on, what's the email address? So, the meme printer has been permanently retired, but there is an email address we use temporarily. Let me get that address real quick so you can send the puppy photos to that. Hang on. Sounds like a lot of stuff is falling over. Oh, it's all one word, wasting some paper at gmail.com. How do I get the address to that? There, I'll just put it in the description temporarily. I'm honestly kind of surprised the meme printer lasted as long as it did. But there was a handful, fistful. What do you call it when you have to use 2 hands to carry something? A number of objects. About that many people that couldn't handle simple instructions, and I just got tired of screwing with it. It winds up resulting in confrontation, and then I liken it to when you have a gate on the side of your house, and you're not keeping super valuable stuff back there in your backyard, but you just put some little chintzy lock on it because it keeps opportunists from just opening it and walking back there. Obviously, you could pick it in like 2 seconds, but having an open email address that goes to a printer is kind of like having an unlocked gate. And, I mean, some people just can't help themselves. It's human nature. So, anyways. Hang on, let me... What was it? Okay, I'm just going to put the email address temporarily in the video description, and we're going to figure out some other engagement thing here. I've been working on a couple other things, so there'll be something to replace it here at some point. Let's see. Look at the chat. Hey, Jessica, how we doing? Less than 3 months old Quantum Edge 3 wouldn't turn on or charge Saturday. 3 months and it's already broken. Oh, dang. Does it give you any indication of anything when you try to turn it on? Does it beep or blink or do anything? Also, when you plug in the charger, do the lights change on the charger? Could be a blown breaker or a bad connection or something. Some of the newer Quantum Edge chairs have circuit breakers on them that may be accessible from the outside. Yeah, if you plug in the charger and nothing's happening, there could be some sort of connection issue. Let's see here. The fly on the screen, yes. Let's see here. Sming, welcome in. Oh, he's up for a wrenching video, says Skip. Yeah, I have a whole playlist of automotive stuff, actually. Did you try disconnecting the batteries to reset the chair? Ah, yeah, good call, Mixers. Oh, also, if you're handy with a voltmeter, or you have a voltmeter, let me give you a quick little video on how to check the voltage on the joystick to make sure it's even connected. This is the perfect scenario for that. Because if there is no voltage at the joystick, that means you have other problems. Actually, here, I'll just, here's a link to that video. Let's just, go into Chrome here. Oh yeah, I was just searching for new sailboats. I'll just show you that video.
They don't believe how toxic this
Gosh,
is.
this new player is going to drive me insane. How do you skip ads? Or can you?
Wooden cutting board,
Can we mute it? There we go. What's theater mode? I guess that's theater mode now. Blah, 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 blah. There's your charging port. Basically, you take your voltmeter and be very carefuling and stick it in there. I pasted the link in the chat. But if you're not getting anything there, that means your chair has no power for whatever reason or another. So, easy diagnostic there. Your transmission keeps skipping. I think we should be good on my end. I'm not getting any errors. You may have to reload the player that you're watching it on. YouTube's been weird. Somehow. So, I'm always impressed by the bots on YouTube. I never left the email address for the meme printer in the video description after video. It was only while it was live. Yet, somehow, there was... What were they trying to... There's been a number of spam emails that come through to it. But there was someone recently, what were they trying to get me to chill? It was some partnership opportunity for, ceiling-mounted cabinets on ropes and pulleys. They use the contact form. They use an old email address that I never use anymore. They sent something on the meme printer, and they messaged me on Twitter. So they did seem pretty dedicated, but I have no use for cabinets that mount to the ceiling that use ropes and pulleys. I mean, I'm a huge fan of ropes and pulleys, but... Yeah, anyways. Stormtrooper, welcome in. Hey, Chris, how we doing? Okay, so let's get right to the possibly we made it back to 0, or I'm going to be really defeated and open up this box. Now, the fact that this had to get sent out twice had nothing to do with Build My Wheelchair. ADI claimed responsibility for incorrect parts, so let me get these tags off of here real quick. Who's honking? Oh, people. Get these off. Oh, there's labels under these labels. It was kind of funny. Yesterday I went out to the mailbox because I had a notification that the package was delivered, but as it turns out, this had been delivered to Texas, and then they were going to send it to me. So I went there, and they're like, yeah, we don't have anything for you. And then I looked up the delivery photo, and sure enough, it was in front of some building in Texas. I remember that was 2 days ago. Anyways, I drove out there today, and now it's good. Actually, I don't think any of this matters. I'm not doxing anyone. Okay, so, let's not slice myself with a knife. Let me throw this stuff on the garbage here real quick. No, I'm not going to insert ads yet. Creators earn more money when inserting ads. Hey, Rocky Mountain Truck, how we doing? Yeah, I don't know if I saved the email. But yeah, it was some ceiling-mounted cabinet system. It looked extremely jank, though. But I was a little bit impressed with the amount of effort they put forth to try and contacting me. Also, is the title of this stream a run-on sentence? Or did I use is correctly? Is one of these things like the others? Or should it be are one of these things like the others? Both doesn't sound quite right. Anyways. I'm delaying the inevitable here. I love this. I'm on the phone with Quantum Tech Support watching you. Reagan, how are you talking to Quantum Tech Support? And do they know that you're an end user? Because they may just hang up on you if they find that out. I'm very curious. Inquiring minds want to know. Ooh, chocolate milkshake. Nice. Milkshake down. What? No! Johnny, 2015 F5. Hang on here. Let me scroll up a little bit. I think I'm already missing messages? But hello, Johnny Harris. What did you order from Bill My Wheelchair? Okay, so backstory for those of you that don't know. This backrest on my chair is not correct. And the last part of December last year, I needed to replace the back fabric on my backrest. Go through the DME thing, do that all, and, you know, it takes them forever. They wind up ordering a stock permobil backrest, which wasn't correct. So they're like, oh, okay, we'll order the right one. Then I go back out there. They wind up sending me this, which is a completely different backrest, and the associated fabric for this, not compatible. This is not the backrest I use. And anyways, I called ADI and I was like, hey, I had like a 20-minute conversation with them about part numbers. This backrest has technically been discontinued. However, they do still sell the back fabric and the cover, and they will for the foreseeable future. So then I got a hold of Build My Wheelchair, and they actually hooked me up really well, like a sweet deal. Basically, I'll talk about it later. I'm potentially working on some sort of maybe collaboration thing with them. I'm not sure yet, but I wound up paying just under $300 for what's in this box. They wound up giving me an extra set of stuff, but anyways, they shipped that out. ADI screwed up the part numbers and sent out the wrong stuff again. So that was the third time. So now this time, in theory, we should be correct. Oh, I don't see straps. That's a good thing. When I opened the box last time, there were straps. Oh, okay, so we're a lot closer this time. Again, this is an ADI problem, apparently. So, this is the correct series of back fabric and foam. It has Velcro around the edges, down the middle, and the foam is built into it, and it doesn't have those stupid straps. But there's a problem. Oh man, I'm not even mad at this point. It's become hilarious. Here's my old backrest, right? It's a little worn out, but this is how it looks. This is the top. This one's a little more pointy. But it's the old style. It's Velcro. There's no straps. So this is a step in the right direction. Oh, hang on. Let me look at the. Let me look at the note in the box. Oh man. I don't even know what I do at this point. Like, how do I not seem like a raging douche by not being able to get the parts? Oh man. Hang on here. We're gonna check the. Hang on, I'm hitting the microphone on the box. Come here, invoice. Why won't you come out of here? Okay. 18-inch cover, cool core front, textile back piece, extra height, extra tall, 20 inches, contour deep, extra tall. 80, I screwed it up again. These are the right part numbers. Extra tall, deep contour. Yeah, F0018XD and C0018XD. Hang on. Why is the top pointy? So it shows the same part number. Anyways, whatever. We'll deal with this later. At least we know the old style foam is still available. So that's good. I have a buildup of boxes out here of stuff that's going back and forth to ADI. This. Hang on, let me find the photo. This last time I actually took a photo, so if everyone could show everyone involved and be like, hey, this is what it should look like. Let me scroll back here a little bit. Scrolling more. Oh, look, eggs and cheese. More scrolling. Where is it? Wait, has it been this long? Why am I not finding the photo? Scrolling live here. Oh wait, that. Okay, that's too far back. Hang on. It's a picture of things on the floor. Should be easy to find it. Ah, here we go. Here's the difference. I think you can see. This is mine, and that's the other one. So, anyways, I'm gonna drink some coffee and look at chat. Oh, hey, Justin, how's it going? Ooh, brain freeze. Oh, yeah, I did fix... Yeah, we got the audio off. Hang on. Oh, that's because the wireless mic. I forgot that. Hang on. Yes, we changed... I can fix this here. That was something I need to write on the board. I didn't change it before the stream started because I wanted to write it down. Hang on here. I know my lip movements don't match up. Okay, 520 milliseconds. We need to write this on the board. Okay, now, that was for last week's stream. Now all we got to do is set this to, boom, there we go. And then, I think in theory this should match up now. But regardless, this microphone should be good. So, yeah. I wanted to write it down before we change it, so I didn't do it before the live stream actually started. More coffee. The faster he talks, the less I notice it, though. Hope they don't respond by telling you to break out the scissors. I know, right? I mean, I would use the pointy one, but the back of my chair doesn't support that, so it would be like flopping over on the back. I want to scream, says Robin. Yeah, you're still working on the Exoquad, I assume? Oh, by the way, I finally changed my wallpaper. How long did that take? We're back to this wallpaper again, finally. Oh, Johnny Harris says, I sent you something on Twitter. Allow me to check. I've not opened that yet. Oh, excuse me. Wait, did you get another power chair? Is that what's going on, Johnny? This one's green and slightly older with the star caps. Hey, Kent, welcome in. Back for more. How we doing? It's close enough to be subtle at first. Excellent. The backrest saga continues. I know. We're batting... Well, I can't say 0 for 5 because, like I said, this is significantly closer. Anyways. So, let's take a look at some stuff on the workbench here. We'll switch back to this microphone. Oh, look, there's a rat. But we have motors. Oh, I got the clock set properly. I finally figured out how to do that. It's funny, inside the battery door on it, it had this warning about not using batteries because they would only last 2 days. But the batteries just died in it like a couple days ago, so anyways. Ooh. Magnets. So, as you can see here, we have what I call the brown motors and some permobil motors. These are, I think, 2017, 2018 era. I don't know if it says on there. They look very suspiciously the same. So, what I thought we'd do is bust out yon calipers and take some measurements. And we may have to remove a couple of things here, but these shaft sizes are the same. You can take the hubs off of this and put them on here. So I find that very interesting. I don't know if these say links on them. PMDC, 1200 watts peak, continuous 200, 24 volts. They don't say links on them anywhere. Oh, wait. Permanent magnet DC motor. Class H. Hang on here. Do we have 827331? If I'm looking at the codes right, these might be from 2014. But Pearl will use these... let's see, like the M300 had them. I don't know if any of the early F and M series chairs had these because these have the 4-bolt hubs. So this would have been on like an M300. C300 had different motors, but same gearboxes basically. But yeah, this is very interesting. And the main thing is that I would like to know is, can I replace these with these? And you may have also noticed something. This entire thing back here is the brakes on the permobil motor. Look how anemic the ones on the Quantum are. This is the problem I was having with my forefront, is the thing wouldn't stay stopped on a hill. So that's kind of interesting. Hang on a second here. Oh yeah, Melissa, it's wasting some paper at gmail.com. Send your puppy photos there and I will show them. Hang on a second here. Belated hello to both Kent and Kent. Inquiring minds want to know what you're trying to move by spraying. Oh, it's sort of like a flat deck thing on the back of his, like, I don't know, it looks like a car top carrier kind of, but he's got it on the back of the Exo Quad. Let's see. That magnet can't be good for that battery. Yeah, it's a dead alkaline battery. That is hella same. Thank you for using hella. I'm honored by that terminology. Where's your yellow peg for your motor? Got the M3 stuck the day before yesterday at Aquatic PT. Help me get out once the motors are in freewheel mode. Uh-oh, that's no good. For sure. Ugh. Are you talking about this? These are different hubs. These have this weird triangular keyless hub, which I actually kind of like. But yeah, these are different. These are just standard cylindrical shafts. This is completely different. But will bolt up. Ugh. All right. So I guess, oh, we need to take this plate off and then we'll get to some measuring here. With my good friend, Alan Keys. Do you have the mic on? I do. Look at that. It's almost like I know how to stream. Need some more mousing space here. All right. Let's see. Pictures are sent. Oh, cool. Hey, people. Today, oh yeah, new word. Aquatic PT is both intriguing and slightly terrifying. Got injured breaking my neck off a dock. Oh yeah, that'll do it. A little PTSD. Let's guess this. That'll do. Okay. Now those are loose. Oh, I feel like there's a lot of Loctite in here. Oh, how did you get your chair stuck though? Are you talking like in the pool or something? Look, Loctite. Looking at chat. Something company by not always directly caused. Oh, yes. Okay, random bracket. So, main things we need to know is the distance from this mounting surface to, I guess we'll say the top of the shaft maybe, and also these mounting holes. So we have our fancy cheapy calipers here that will display in millimeters, fractions of an inch, and actual freaking fractions. I think we're going to stick to the metric though, because why not? So let's see here. Yeah, remind me about the pictures in a minute, Mixtress. I will, or I mean, Melissa, names. Remind me about the puppy pictures in a minute when I get back to the computer. Chair got stuck on the entrance of a narrow bathroom. Ah, gotcha. All right. We're just going to kind of do the holes. No, I'm not going to attempt to do center to center. I'm just putting it up against the threads on each side here. Okay, so roughly 69.26. That part's the same. So this is where you mount the anti-tippers on a permobil. These two mounting holes are what hold it on the chair, and these should be a little bit wider. So let's check these. .55. It's the same. Okay. .108 millimeters. 108 millimeters. I'm starting to think these are twins. 75, 75. I don't think we have enough prongs on here to go this way. So let's check this surface here, because this is important on permobiles. This is going to be a little bit trickier to do. 89, because this is round and this has these things. So it's the same. We already know the shaft size is the same. How about the back of these? They have sort of a little round mounting nub, as it were. Ugh. Okay, so the permobile one sticks out further. So about 59-ish millimeters. 59 millimeters. This distance doesn't necessarily matter as far as this sticks out. Unless you're trying to put F5 motors on an F3 like I did, then you take advantage of this depth. Wait, can we take a moment to appreciate the backs of these? Mounting holes, case screws. Mounting holes, case screws. So the gearboxes are basically twins. The motors look the same. The brakes are very clearly different on one versus the other. Which one would you want trying to hold your chair stopped on a hill? This little itty bitty stupid one, or this one that I've modified with hot glue? That's a lot larger. So I think, see, so I've got a forefront one, right? It's in the garage or the shop, and I've been wanting to, like, you know, make it better. So I think the first thing we can do is just stick some proper permobile motors on it. I was going to swap the brakes, but why swap the brakes when you can just put the motors on? The positioning of the brake lever is a little bit different. And obviously we'd have to change out the connector. But look, Permobil gave us Anderson mini power poles and a sort of a standard Molex-y thing for the brakes. So we can make whatever pigtail we want for this. This is like one of the most standard connectors in the world. And I'm sure I've got piles of quantum motors laying around that I can just chop this off of. Interesting. Huh. I don't... How much savings is there in making brakes this small? I don't understand. So Warner Electric, 24 volts. I don't think this one has a sticker left on it. No, it doesn't. Most of the Permobil brakes are 24 volts also, but... Huh. So this opens up a world of possibilities of modifying things. So, thinking. Let me grab one of these controllers real quick that runs QLogic 3 just for no reason. I want to see if there's any information stamped on it. Come here, box. Here. The other thing, too, is Quantum on the Forefront 2. They can't say it publicly, but they have what is essentially a gyroscope built in now, and that's how they're able to get rid of the caster angle sensors. But it's built into this module on the new chairs. So I guess we could do some sleuthing on eBay. So this is like I said, QLogic 3, CTL 143978. So this should be like the higher power one. It was never very clear what the actual amperage is. I think it's like 120-ish. But let's see if we can do some sleuthing on eBay. I'm curious if all the modules came with that and it was just disabled or what. Because I would like to ditch the caster angle sensors. Roughly. Oh, hang on. I gotta go grab some more mints real quick. Oh, hello. OBS Studios disconnected. Uh-oh. Okay, it said OBS disconnected. Are we back? I'm looking at the preview window here. Okay, we're good. Huh, so OBS started doing that again. It's been a long time since it's done it. Oh, there's Windows updates trying to start in the background. I checked before we started streaming. Anyways. Hey, White Raven. So, in case you missed it, we just checked these motors between the Quantum and Permobil, and everything measures exactly the same. The mounting holes. Oh, we didn't check the height. Hang on. Let's check the height real quick of from here to here, which isn't necessarily a huge deal, but would be useful to know. Come here. Reset 0. So I can't do the whole thing all at once. Let's just check right here. So about 26 millimeters. Yeah, okay, 26 millimeters. Then that section's 16. That section's also 16, roughly. Okay, so yeah, these are the same thing. Just like I keep pointing out, the brakes are significantly different. But I think any reasonable person would, instead of just changing brakes on a Quantum, would just swap out the whole motor. Very, very interesting. Okay, let me load up Fleabay here. Is this going to show? See how I'm typing fleabay.co? Oh, did I change it? Oh, nope, there it is. Whoops. Hang on here. Okay, what do we want to do? Module? It gets a little tricky on eBay trying to find this stuff because they just list all kinds of crazy stuff that they think it'll work on, or maybe it won't. Yeah, OBS just disconnected randomly. I think it might have had to do with Windows updates, but anyways, we back now. We'll just find a little self-conscious getting into the pool. Oh, bladder pressure. Oh yeah. I need a slant 6 to power my chair with. So I was just talking to someone yesterday about, I think it was a 67 Dodge Dart Swinger. It was one of the 4-door, like, smaller cars, and it had a slant 6 in it. But what was funny with it, whenever I started the thing up, the engine was so quiet that you couldn't hear the engine running over the sound of the starter. So you just had to crank for a while and then let off the starter and then listen. And then you could tell if it was running. The thing idled at like 400 RPM. It was crazy. I don't cath and hot glue doesn't sound like an option. Oh gosh, yeah. Yeah, I'm assuming the gear ratio is still the same. I don't know if it's set on there or not, but... Well, actually, it might be a little different because the Quantum... Although there's no way to tell what the voltage output is easily from the software on Quantums. But the Quantum chairs go anywhere from 5.8 to 6.1-ish miles an hour. And the Permobil ones go 6.5, like, consistently. So, I don't know if the housing is the same and they're just buying the factory seconds, or it's just their controllers and software that's weird, or what exactly. But, yeah. Let me scroll back here a little bit. Yeah, Hannibal Quad, I would check with your urologist, though, to see if that's an issue with pools or not. Oh, RPM differences. Hang on. So this Permobil one's 4,800 RPM. Whoops. Is this one going to tell us? Nope. Yeah, it doesn't say the RPM. Interesting. A note, though, I did notice on the forefront that use these motors, these things howl the same way under load that these do. If that means anything, I don't know. We should probably pop a brush housing off since they're right here and see if we've got any appreciable differences. I always say this anytime I open these. These are made from Bakelite. They're very, very brittle. Be very careful with these. If you break or lose one of these, your chair doesn't work anymore. Oh, we got arrows on there. Mike, was that your doing? I like arrows. Brush. Brush. I mean, I don't know why they'd look different, but yeah, they look down into the commutator. Oh, I screwed it up. Yeah, I mean, that looks like a commutator. Also looks like a commutator. I don't know. Pretty sure they're twins. Roughly. By the way, putting these back in, I made it look really easy. There's years of me screwing around. So we have the little tabs here, right? You have to line those up with the holes, and I put it down in place with my finger. Then I hold it, and I take the edge of this cap and run it along the top and sort of rotate it down until it's flat. And then I just hold it in place. Sometimes you got to back it up a little bit to get the threads to engage. Then you can just tighten it down. There we go. And we're good. I'm not tightening those down all the way because they're probably going to have these out of here again at some point, but we have opened up a world of cross compatibility or modifying things, I think. Oh, here we go. Edge 3 battery cables. Yeah, so again, especially on quantum parts, the part numbers don't necessarily mean anything. I'm just curious on the new forefronts if the good job putting that on there upside down, eBay person. If the gyro is built into these or if that was a thing later on. I don't have access to one of the new ones right now, so I don't know. Model 350. Yeah, so that's identical. Edge HD. Oh, wait, this one, Edge 2.0. Yeah, see, they do Edge 3 Stretto, blah, 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 all the things. Ah, the connections are different on this one. Or are they? No, they're the same. I love how these are so cheap because nobody can do anything with them. Oh, this is the same seller. What if they're using the exact same photos? Oh, slightly different. Let's see. There's serial numbers. So, oh no, that is different. 1760 978. Yeah, so I don't know. It would be nice to get one with the gyro thing built in, but I don't know, whatever. I'm just kind of thinking out loud here for no reason. It's an AAM. It's one of the older style ones. But anyways, oh here, let's let me keep up on chat here. This is why Lynx is the key one in the market for powertrain manufacturers. Yeah. Yeah, Dynamic Lynx is definitely my new favorite control system for sure. Scrolling through here. Plant 6. How do we find the RPM and torque? So torque on electric motors is just math. They're both like 200 watts continuous and like, I don't know, 1200 peak or something like that. But, well, actually, no, torque. Horsepower, it's 350 watts to a horsepower. Or is it 650? I can't remember right off, but it's basically math. But I do have a complete setup now for QLogic 3, so I can add that to the test bench. and then we could run these things up and test the RPM of them that way. But there isn't really an easy way to tell from the outside. Forefront 2. I don't know why I was looking at this. It's not really going to tell me anything. Wait, they're $1,200? Wait, like actually? With the this has the Electrocraft style 4-pole motors on it. I think it at least has power legs and maybe. I can tell if it has recline. Oh yeah, there's that circuit breaker on the forefront too. It's in a horrible spot as far as getting dirt and stuff on it, but it's easy for the user to get to roughly. Seems really cheap. Experience the freedom and comfort of a 2022 Forefront 2 HD. Users in mind. Equipped with reclining tilt-in space and leg rest. Oh, so that has 3 power functions. I feel like that's almost cheaper than buying those parts individually. Where the heck is this? Woodstock, Georgia. Interesting. All right. Hang on. I'm getting caught up in chat here. I forgot to look at it for a bit. I know eBay almost had me buy SAS Drive when I searched for SATA. Yeah, you got to be careful with that. Back for more, definitely. Let's see. I have hills which would make a quantum and overage overheat and go into rollback. I'm trying to remember if I got my Forefront 1 to go into thermal rollback ever. I don't know if I did, actually. I can't remember, honestly. Although it had so many other problems. Yeah, so they look different, but everything measures out exactly the same. Actually, here. We're going to check one more thing real quick, and that's the length of the actual motor housing itself. I don't know why I keep putting these away. Will these go that far? Oh, almost. Very, very close. So maxed out, and yeah, they're eyeballing it. They're the same. The motor housing is the same length too. So, interesting. Yeah, it's kind of an optical illusion the way you're looking at this, but this whole thing and this is the same size. This one just looks bigger, and this is the same diameter if you look at these points right here. It's just kind of hollowed out right here instead of being completely round, which this has more strength than that. But anyways. Wait, does the gearbox have any labels on it? Nope. Yeah, there we go. Okay, looking at chat again and get caught up here. Oh, puppy photos. No, I don't want notifications. Come on, refresh. I don't think they came through Melissa. Is this, hang on, is this the right email address? Wasting paper. Yeah. Just in case I typed it wrong, I'll just put it in chat here. It's Gmail. It's a throwaway Gmail account, so I don't really care. All right. No desire to get injured. I'm not stunt rated. X850, aka a Trax, started rolling backwards when I stopped on a steep hill just to check motors are off and whistling. Yeah. This chat is so difficult to try and grab back and pull forward. All of a sudden, faceplant. Oh, trying to take off the. Hang on here. Yeah, hang on. We have. Do I have a photo of this? Just video files. Yeah, he's trying to take the rack off the back of the Exoquad. Would that Bakelite piece be something that would be good to model into 3D printable to make replicas if that's important? So you get a lot of heat right there. So I'm trying to think of a 3D printed material that would work for that. I was wondering if a metal plug would work, but then I think that might short out the casing on the motor. Yeah, that would ground it out. I mean, all the screwing around I've done, I've never had to replace one, but I don't know, maybe. If we can find a heat-resistant material, perhaps. Remove all the bolts. All of the bolts. Person definitely feels more vegetable than animal when laying helpless on the floor. That's for sure. Yes, I concur. Interesting to know if the motor ohm compensation is the same. So, we can check that kind of, sort of. Hang on, I'm gonna grab the multimeter and we're gonna check that real quick. Motor cable length, they're different. The permobil one has really, let me grab the voltmeter. So, like I was pointing out earlier, the permobil motor in the middle has Anderson mini power pole connectors. So you can make whatever you want to go on the end of that. The Quantum one is just Curtis style. So you'd have to cut that, obviously, and make your own adapter. Let me grab the multimeter. I don't know. Hang on, I can't reach either of my good multimeters right now, so we're just going to do a baseline check with this here ammeter. Let's see, ohms. I think this has auto ranging. Let's see what happens here. Oh, the brake connector. Okay, I think we're good there. Yeah. I think this meter is having a conniption fit. Or the commutator is just in a weird spot. Hang on. Do I have a different, more better, or different meter? Oh, my battery's dying on my security camera monitor. Other meter. Oh, right. Here. Does this one? It's a random Gardner Bender one. I am confused. Hey, Dustin, welcome in. Hot in Tennessee, 90 to 90 degrees on Friday. So it was 106 here yesterday outside this building. That was fun. Yeah, my good multimeters are over there that I trust for resistance measurement. But it's a little tricky with motors sometimes trying to test this, depending on where the brushes and stuff are with the coils and everything. Hang on. And the battery's dead. So this isn't really going to tell us much, but we'll just look at it. I don't know. Okay, so, and our battery's low on the meter. So about 1.1 versus 0.8. So again, all things not being equal, they seem a little different, but testing it like this is not really an accurate representation of things because there's so many variables. But anyways, actually, this one said 0.8, I think. Let me try it on this one. It'll get there. 0.7, 0.8. Point 434. So there is a difference, but anyways, I don't know. We'll have to do some. I'll have to actually power them up and monitor the voltage and the current going through and all that stuff. But anyways, there are some slight differences because the max speed is different on the permobil versus the Quantum one. All right. Let's see. I was thinking donkey. Always the American description of I hear a mullet or an El Camino for that matter. Business in the front, party in the back. Exactly. Today's the first day I'm feeling much better. Excellent. Good to hear, Mixtress. Gamer finger motor, misspelled my own made up word. The gamer finger chopsticks are right there in that little bag. I was trying to get Enoch to use them, but that didn't work very well. Top motor brakes make the motor tube look a little smaller to me. Yeah, yeah, because they're significantly smaller. The brakes are for sure. Hey Chris. Okay, I think I'm repeating stuff here. Transmission on my van is not good. Uh-oh. Is that your... Don't we have a one of those Ram van things, Dustin? I forget what you had. All right, I'm back. So what are we doing to the motor, says Reagan. We were just comparing them to see if they're the same, and they basically are. I was kind of trying to test the coil resistance, but, like, you need specialized test equipment, really, and neither of these crappy meters that I have right here are good at that. And also, it kind of depends on what position the brushes are in and everything else. But other than that, those motors are basically identical for measurements, which means one will bolt onto the other with no problem. Spoken as a proud owner of a 30-year-old donkey named Jack. Oh, nice. The definition of a donkey would be hunger in the front, business in the middle, and danger zone in the back. Oh, man. Hannibal Squad says, Mixture is glad to hear it. As well, your presence in chat always brings a little sunshine to the rest of our day. Let there be a little reciprocity as well. Excellent. Everything I'm finding shows they are exactly the same in every spec. Yeah, picture sent. Okay. Hey, there they are. Let me rearrange some things here. Oh, so cute. Can I just drag this over here? Will that work? Yeah, it did, kind of. And boom. Look, it's an actual dog. Like, looks like full-size grown dog, not so much puppy anymore. That's awesome. This is Melissa's service dog, Willow, by the way. We have another one here. Let's see if I'm capable of doing this. There we go. Yeah, nice. And hang on, there's more. And from Mike C in the chat. Warning. Laxative and sleeping pills should not be taken together. Welcome to the world where we have to do things like that. Oh, man. Let's see. Back to chat here. And then, yeah, we also got another incorrect set of backrest fabrics. Significantly closer, but still not right. I don't know what's going on over ADI. Because I very specifically, when I was getting the part numbers from them, when I talked to them, was talking about the flat top versus the dome. And actually, the part number, was it AFT? Stands for ADI flat top. So it's weird that maybe their warehouse was tagged incorrectly, because the part number was correct on the bag, but inside the bag was the wrong part. Anyways, I don't know. Things and stuff. Let me clear some icons here. There's that. All right. Oh, you had a typo. Gotcha, Melissa. All right, see you later, Dee. Oh, yeah, the Ram ProMaster. My van had to have some repairs recently. New radiator, new thermostat, coolant hose, power steering rack. Ooh. New crimp, top of the refrigerant. Yeah, what kind of van are you driving? That sounds Chrysler-y to me, with all those things all at once. Awesome looking dog says back for more. Willow isn't exactly a sapling anymore, but there's definitely always love in the pictures. Yep. That's kind of that teenager-y look now. Ah, Dodge Caravan. Yep. All those things make sense. The steering racks are oddly inexpensive on those, which makes you think, how much do they fail? And do they fail so often that we have fairly inexpensive replacements? Like when I was looking up for my old green van that tried to kill me years ago, it was like $68 for a power steering rack. Okay. We're going to try the semi-Arnold Palmerized iced tea here. Actually, yeah, I got the ratio pretty good. It was just a Country Time lemonade. You know those little powdered packages that they sell for dumping in water bottles? I just put like a quarter of one of those in here. The no sugar version. And yeah, seems to work. And this is unsweetened iced tea. Ah, actually not bad. Okay, a little bit of a glitchy stretch there. Stupid computer. I opened it an hour in advance. I clicked check for updates and it said none. And now it decided there are some and it's starting to do them all, of course. Smaller van, bigger motor in yours. Windows updates suck. Yeah. I think what I need to do is so I've got just Windows 11 Pro on this. It's what this machine came with. I think I might swap out to Windows 10 IoT LTSC, and that doesn't have the same feature updates. It's just designed to work for like enterprise customers. Well, that's going to be a huge pain. Actually, no, because, well, there are some optimizations in regular Windows for gaming stuff, which does cross over to streaming. I don't know, whatever. This machine is off except for when we're streaming, so maybe I should just leave it on for a couple of days and then let it do its thing. I don't know. Anyways, glad to have the bigger V6, the 3.8. Good to have in the Intervan. Yeah. Alrighty. Let me grab a power cord real quick because my $19 Chromebook that I have the security cameras on is complaining that it's about to die. And I keep hearing weird noises outside that I like to keep an eye on. Do I have a power delivery power bank here somewhere? Ah, there's one. Come here, you. If this cable is power delivery compatible, probably not. But yeah, I was freaking 106 degrees here yesterday. It was absolutely insane. All right. Now the question is, can we get this plugged into power before it dies? You know that race with laptops. This is one of the ones that I got on eBay a long time ago, and the seller was trying to scam me, so I scammed him back, and now I have two of these things. One's in pieces, and the power switch doesn't work on either one of them. Okay, we're plugged in. Battery saver turned off. Low power charger connected. Okay, whatever. Hang on, let me plug and replug it. Oh, I should use a USB-C to C cable. Don't mind me just bumbling around plugging in stuff during the stream. Where's my C to C? I don't have one here. I thought I did. Are they all... Oh, wait. Your own mesh-tastic pull mount node, roughly. Okay. Is it going to stick this time? Hey, there we go. I say, this battery bank can charge my MacBook, so it should be fine. I don't know where this cable came from, but this is one of my favorites. It's sort of a big flat one with nice strain relief on the end. Wait, it says words on it. VENTEV. I don't know. Whatever. Anyways. Back to this microphone. Hey everyone, sorry I'm late. What did I miss? Hey Michael. So we were looking at the Quantum and permobil motors of the same well, they're basically the same. All the mounting is the same. The only physical difference is the permobil motors go a little bit faster. I don't know the internal gear ratios, and the brakes are different. If you look on the right side there, you can see that quantum motor on the top. The brakes are significantly smaller than the permobil one. But all of their mounting and measurements and everything are identical, I think. Yes, they are. So they are interchangeable-ish. Only problem with quantum is they don't have a way to change the motor ohm compensation. Well, not in the way that RNet does. The way it works with quantum is you have to load the firmware file onto the chair that's for that configuration of that base. And that includes the motor ohm compensation. You can't just go in and adjust it manually like you can on RNet. So, yeah. Anyways, it'll be interesting when because I'm going to try and put these permobil motors on. Do I have another one? Oh, yeah, the other one has a leak in it. I'm going to try and put those on my 4.1 with the quantum electronics and see how they respond. I got 2 sips of my shake before it landed in your lap. Oh, man. Did you go get another one? I wish there was something I could swap instead of 3.6 Tick Star. Yeah. Should be another picture of Willow. Sure. Just the 2. One sitting in the field, and then sort of one from a slightly higher angle. Only 2 I see. Filling shakes. 2017 Grand Caravan is awesome. Every option and peppy. Chris Titus strip elect. Let's use update on security only. Run Impro 0 patch. Using my server X over Linux. Yeah, that's the other thing too. Is there are some builds of Linux now that like OBS has kind of leaned into the support for them. So Open Broadcaster is the software I stream with. So that would be another potential option is running Linux on this thing. But this has a I forget how many cores a Xeon processor is, but sometimes it's a little weird with compatibility on that. So I don't know. I'll probably just have to turn this thing on the day before and leave it on overnight, and then we should be good. I think we're doing it right now, though. Looks like our bitrate is fine and everything, so. Oh, you know what? No, that was OBS. Anyways, whatever. We're fine. Yet another reason I stand behind my MV1, aside from the fact that it's the only vehicle feel like a passenger and not cargo. Yeah. Oh, Hannibal Quad. You got the one with the 4.6 V8 in it? Nice. Yeah, same one that's in all the Crown Vics. Yep. Yeah, those ones are hard to find. Some of them have Chrysler drivetrain, and then other ones had the 4.6 in it from Ford. And I haven't been able to figure out, because some of them are passenger only and some are disabled driver. I think the disabled driver ones have the Chrysler drivetrain in them. But I am loosely basing that on nothing. Dan, the sound is all choppy. Is anyone else having issues with the sound? I'm saying words. Are they coming through? Hang on, let me open up my phone here. I'll check the stream this way. And let me open this. Chrysler. Yeah, I think the sound is fine here. Like I said, you may have to reload whatever you're watching on. Like force close the app on your phone, or switch your force close it on your TV or browser tab or whatever. I think we're fine going out here. We'll have to go get another one later. Yeah. Power tools? Oh yes. Other brain. I have a feeling there will be no change with the motors. Controller seems like it will determine any charge. Pretty sure those quantum motors are the same ones I put on permobil M3. Yeah, so they look the same, but their max speed is different and the brakes are different. That's the main 2 things. I give up. Buddy is not very happy you managed to cut your hand. Oh, yeah, Robin. It might be time to stop for the night. Scrolling up and down here. Haven't found a disabled driver version around me. Yet the local used car place has 6 of them, and he bought 2 so far. Nice. I didn't reload. Doing okay. All right, cool. Sounds good. Okay, cool. Yeah, YouTube's weird sometimes when it propagates out to the rest of the world. And there was an issue a number of years ago with choppy audio, but I wonder if that's coming back. All right, cool. Gonna have to find my Flying J truck stop 96-ounce mug. Yes. Big enough cup holders. Sounds okay on your end, says Michael. Okay, let's grab some more packages, and I'm going to unbox these and show you a slightly more proper Meshtastic node that we're going to be deploying at a friend's place. Let me get these multimeters out of the way here. I have a tray full of LED light bulbs for some reason. Let's switch over to this. And I'll put these back. Can I balance this? I'm going to attempt to put these back in their respective homes. This one goes in the lumberyard over by the door. See, my biceps work pretty good, just not the triceps. And this one goes in a box over here. Oh. And in you go. Here. Okay. Whew, it's in there. All right, let me grab these two deliverables here. Actually, I'm just going to take this out of the package because I don't want to peel the labels off a paper bag. That seems annoying. I love it when they open the bags and they throw the garbage from the bag into the bag that they're packing. Like, you know, the little peel strip. Oh, this one's in an actual box. Hang on, I have to remove the label on this one. I'm not going to unpack this. Please hold for peeling. More peeling. And one more peel. Come off of there, you. There we go. I'm going to throw all these in the trash. Woo! Let's not hit the desk. Okay, that Arnold Palmer thing I made is really good. I'm craving drinking a little bit more of it. I'm going to mute the mic for a second while I drink this. All right, there we go. The wireless mic is omnidirectional, and we'll definitely have drinking noises if I, yeah, whatever. Antennas. I'm not sure what. This big box is going to be a weather-resistant outdoor box, I think. Hang on, let me make sure chat is operational here. Ooh, a torch. Gallon paint mug. Loosening the bolts with PB Blaster. I traded my gallon mug for a 2/3 gallon with a nice handle. Nice. Yes, the leg bag. That fixes you right up. Worked for a robotics competition in Knoxville a few years ago. Really nice town. Remember a restaurant where they specialized in grilled cheese? Or maybe it was mac and cheese. Nice. 96 ounces. That seems like a danger zone. Stormtrooper. Anything over 30 seems like bad, maybe, but I don't know. Serious research. Okay, let's see here. Oh, there's more. Oh, that's unrelated. Let's yellow this box out of here. Wow, I actually got it out of the way. Alrighty. So, where do we start? This, I think, should be our main module here. I'm not going to build this right now because the person that I'm building this for wants to be here when I do it. But I'll show you the components. This is a rack wireless slash whiz block Meshtastic starter kit. Oh man, they were not careful with these antenna cables. Oh, this one came with the adapter. That's why I bought these, was for this adapter. Okay, so we got the BLE antenna. These are internal ones we're not going to use. There's that. And then, oh man, they just really threw all this in here, didn't they? Okay, so this is the WizBlock setup. Hang on, camera will stop shaking in a second. So we've got the rack wireless module on here. We've got a power input and then built-in battery charging circuitry built into this thing. Then down here, there's room for more modules. So you can put on a GPS or other stuff if you want. But this has BLE, Bluetooth Low Energy, and then the LoRa output right there. And this will basically connect with this little guy here. And then that is all going to connect to, as I throw that on the floor. Whoops. Ah! So this guy. So this is a 915 megahertz antenna. It claims plus 5.8 dB. I don't know if I believe that because this was like $35. And that's a pretty fantastic claim for a fairly cheap thing. But it's significantly better than this or this. And it comes with all the pull mount hardware and 20 feet of cable with the adapter that you need to connect that. But yeah, so all the pull mount hardware and everything is on here. Let's throw that back in there. And now that I'm looking, I keep forgetting how small these modules are. So what I do is I 3D print a little carrier for this that breaks out the screw holes into something more manageable. Then we can mount it inside this. This thing's probably a little larger than it needs to be. It's hard to tell online. Like, I got out the tape measure and I was holding it in front of me trying to figure out in real space how big this was, but I think the next one of these I build is going to be one notch smaller. Because, yeah, that's a little bigger than it needs to be. I am going to put one battery in here as a backup, but it doesn't need to be this big. But the cool thing with this is it comes with one of these. And this allows you to screw everything down in here. That can attach in there. And this gives you spots to attach all of your hardware that you're mounting. So yeah, like I said, there's going to be a little 3D printed backplate that I put on there. And that'll go in here. This is covered in dirt. Wait, where's the mounting hardware? Did it not come with the mounting hardware? Was there something else that fell out of here that I didn't see? It's supposed to have the tabs that connect on the back of this. Yeah, see how dirty this is? Also feels... Maybe this is used. Yeah, it's pretty scratched up. Hang on, I'm going to look at the listing real quick and see. Because that was one of the main features, was it came with the mounting hardware. I'm going to have to pull this up here on the Amazon that you guys can't see. Oops. Copy back to chat. Then we'll paste this over here. Yeah. These tabs were like the main selling feature. It also doesn't have the screws that hold that down. I think I got a reused return. Yeah, because it shows with that and the mounting plate. We're missing these screws here and also these screws here. So, yeah. I think, though, so this is 11 and a half by 7 and a half by 5. I think the 8 and a half by 6 by 3 would probably work for our purposes. Yeah, this is missing some stuff. Wait, does it have the weather seal? Oh yeah, this is used. Yeah, it's got the weather seal, but there's a bunch of dirt and crap in it. Huh. All right, well, today's not the day for getting stuff delivered, apparently. Yeah, so that box was separate. It didn't come with any wire or anything, but yeah, and also that inner part was just floating around in there, which is strange. So yeah, it's missing some stuff. All right, let me scroll back here. Yes, so this is not going to be a solar node. Where this one's being deployed is actually, it's outdoors, but it's out of the weather, and it has, we're going to plug it into power. But I am going to put a single 18650 in there, just as a backup. The cool thing with these rack wireless modules is they pull microamps at idle. So they'll run on a single 18650 for like a week. They're very much more power efficient than the other ones. But yeah, this one's going to be plugged into the mains and then have that battery as a buffer, basically. Hang on here. Truckers, giant bladder. Had a 3D printed carbon fiber robot. Ooh, nice. Hannibal Quad says, Dustin, talk about being on the bleeding edge of cool. Yes. There's no bolts to hold the bed in the place. It's only Velcro, but it's in 32 Celsius today is way too hot. My wheels. Oh, yeah. Robin, send me some actual photos of that thing if you're still outside. I'm curious what the mounts look like. I know you sent some video clips, but I wasn't able to see it very well. 100-mile-an-hour wheelchair coming soon. It says JDH, yeah. No, we're not doing the meme printer anymore, unfortunately. We're going to come up with something else to replace that. Let's see. Case, I might suggest butter knives. I rated that 9 out of 11 box. The rat, yes. The squeaky rat. Hiding at places, nice. Let's see. Laugh or cry about the quantum motors. I'm just reading through chat here. A lot of side conversations that I don't need to read out loud, but that's fine. That's why we're all here, is to chat. Make my own tricorder. Running when I transition from motorcycles to wheelchairs. Mount the antenna on the chair. So, oh, I didn't show you. Do I have auxiliary camera? Okay, so this may be a little bit shaky, but wait, do I even have this camera connected? I think I do, hang on. Windows noises, probably. I didn't hear Windows noises. Is this camera gonna work? Overhead. Oh, hey, there it is. Okay, hang on, so I installed one of the, I'll show you photos in a minute, but I installed one of the Heltec V3 boards on my chair for Meshtastic. I've got one hanging in the window here that links up to the rest of the network in this town that I'm setting up. And so the one on my chair, this gets kind of technical, but I've got it set to client mute mode, which means, hang on, we'll switch microphones here. which means it receives messages, but it doesn't relay through the rest of the network. So it's basically going from my chair to that thing, and then from there out to the rest of the network. But I think you can see right here. Yeah, we have a little rubber duck antenna right there. So I mounted that in the power box on my chair, and it's connected to one of the switches back there. So yeah, that's it right there. That one works fine. So that just connects to the node that I have here at the apartment, or when I'm at one of my other two friends' places that we've got nodes at now, it connects to those, and it allows me to keep within Bluetooth range of this thing to my phone, because that's the important part, is staying in Bluetooth range of one of these, so you can use the rest of the network from your phone. So let me pull up some photos here. Actually, we'll use my new favorite utility, which is called localsend, localsend.org. Cross-platform file transfer thing that works over Wi-Fi. So we've got Tidy Strawberry. So I'm going to open this on my phone. It comes up with 2 words. So my phone is Clean Broccoli, and the computer here is Tidy Strawberry. So I hit send, media, then let me find the photos of this. Where are we? Ah, there we go. That one and that one. Confirm. Send to Tidy Strawberry. Clean Broccoli. Yes, we will accept. And now, I think we can open the folder. There we go. Close that. Display capture, and boom. Here we go. So there's the inside of my power box, and getting a little bit messy right now, but it's this little guy over here. I chopped the top of it off and added one of the external like mini SMA connectors for that little rubber duck antenna. There's just enough clearance there. I don't transfer out of the right side of my chair, so that's not going to be an issue. But that's plugged into this USB converter here. So I used that because I couldn't find, I knew someone had bought from the gift list a bunch of these little modules, but I couldn't find them. So I just used that one instead. But yeah, that's plugged in there. And then even with the lid on the box, I still get Bluetooth range to my phone just fine. So yeah, that's how I stay connected with my chair to the other nodes that are nearby. I used one of these same things on the solar node that I made. Actually, let me send the photos of that as well. Because I built up a solar node, and I used one of those same USB converters connected directly to the solar panel. It drops out about 8 volts, but it seems to work okay. And then one of the 18650 UPS modules to power everything. Hang on, this will take me a minute to find. I found a glitch on the app. You have to force close it after you send once. Come on, you can do it. Here, let me get this open back up. Send media. There we go. It's going to take me just a second to find that one. And probably these 3. There we go. Send, Tidy Strawberry, accept. And then let's move these all over here. Okay. Display capture. Okay, so this is the node that I deployed at one friend's place. Just have a solar panel here. Everything's mounted in that box. And what's inside the box, I just use hot glue for everything on this one because I just went to the hardware store and this was the only like weather resistant box they had. I didn't want to wait for Amazon to deliver that other style one. So We've got the little rack wireless module here on the little 3D printed thing that's just hot glued in. Then we have our UPS backup thing here. This has two 18650s in it. And then the solar panel is connected directly to this little USB power supply. So that plugs into the UPS plugs into that. And then this was an earlier version. There's 20 feet of cable wrapped up there. So I changed that to... Oh, wait, never mind. So the long... I also put a Bluetooth antenna on here. That's this guy right here. I did that because where it's mounted at my friend's property, I can't be within 10 feet of it. So I put the external Bluetooth thing on there, and I can actually catch that from almost anywhere on his property now. But yeah, that's what this cable is wrapped up, is the Bluetooth antenna. The other one for the external antenna, I got a much shorter one. I guess you can't really see it in these photos. But it just comes down out the bottom and then up to the antenna mount there. So anyways, we're doing sort of a version 2 of this. That should be a little bit cleaner. And the antenna's not going to mount to this box. It's going on a pole that's like 15 feet above it. So anyways, there's all that. Let me get caught up on chat. Please help. Dan needs a new Mac Mini. Oh, yes. There's a link in the video description. Mixtress set up a GoFundMe to get me a new editing computer so I can upgrade from the 2014 one that I'm using that's starting to make me very frustrated. Oh, yeah, so mounting the antenna on the chair. So I've got that little one there, which works fine enough, but my thought was... I could, if I wanted to run a slightly different node, use one of this style of antennas on my chair. This one's for 2.4 gigahertz, so this is not tuned correctly, but they do make a 915 megahertz version of this style of thing. But honestly, the one I have mounted on my chair now with just that little rubber duck antenna is probably fine, because I've got the node here. I'm going to be putting one in my van also. So I'll always be within range of those little antennas to a bigger node that'll forward traffic on. So probably won't need that on my chair, honestly. Let's see. Scrolling. Do you have a link for the box? Yeah, it's a listing. So the other box I got feels like sort of PVC material that's like pretty dense and solid. This one that I just bought, I would be concerned about drilling through it because it's fairly thin plastic. But I'll give you a link to the listing, and specifically this one that I just bought. But if you look around on the listing, there's a bunch of other sizes on there. And hopefully you won't get one that's used like I did. Those magnificent men and their flying gimp machines. Wait, what? I could not walk 100 miles an hour without a 100-mile-an-hour wheelchair. Guess that makes it legit. Oh, yes. Bank-style vacuum delivery chutes. Yes. Need for Speed. Let's see. Dan. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, Meme Printer was getting a ton of spam and other stuff going on, so we had to stop that. Like I said earlier, I'm surprised it lasted as long as it did. Hey, Chronically Brandon. 424. I think I missed a few things, but they're just side conversations. Oh, married 25 years next month. Excellent. Happy anniversary, Stormtrooper. Down here. Ohio law. Oh, been looking for a blank box so that I can build one like that. Ah, there you go. Actually, Mike, yeah, where you're at, could, well, depending on if you're talking about Meshtastic or something else, but you could just use one of the little Maker Focus boxes with the Heltec V3 board and just stick one of these on top. I literally have one of those reflexes. I literally have one hanging in the window with this antenna on it, and it's hitting my node up on the hill that's like 2 miles away, no problem. And this window is not even facing that direction. Yeah. Hang on here. Yeah. Let's put this back in here upside down. Trying to get it, trying to get a tarp back in the bag. There we go. All right. Scrolling here. That would be totally workable if not necessarily if it's an investment for an amusement park. Oh, that's weird. It looks like maybe YouTube is being glitchy. My preview is kind of blinking out occasionally on the back end there. Weird. Only 3 months till winter is back, says Robin. Excellent. Oh, the power box. Oh, sorry. Oh, actually here. I've got we have another give you a look up wheelchair ghost. Yeah, here we go. He's got this. So he built this box that I have originally, like the basics of it, and he's got that listed as a project on his site. Excuse me. Let's see here. Yeah, more power box versus max power box. So, yeah, so this is, I think this is the one that he wound up sending me. But he's got price lists and links to everything. So, oh, actually, there's someone else I need to send this to. Or did I already send it to him? I might have. Hang on. Let me just send it to him real quick. Paste. Can't remember if I sent this as parts listing near bottom. Okay, cool. Did I paste that in chat? Yeah, paste that in chat. So that should have everything you need in there. Hammond. The 1550 GBK. Ooh, Mauser. Sweet. That's a nice one, like $30 or something. But anywho, there's that for the power box in my chair. I reached the top of the shelf in the grocery stores now. Excellent, Brandon. Yeah, seat lifts are great. My 09 C500 has 3,800 miles. Ah, yes. I like the old C500s. The happy anniversary says Mixtress to Stormtrooper. Good year in December. Oh, so I thought it was 5 years in a couple months for my chair, but I have another year left to go. But I think I'm going to go for the Magic 360 for my next daily chair. I don't know if it'll actually become my daily, but I want one of those. Let's see here. Enough. Okay. Let's see here. We're gonna do the YouTube mandatory ad break here real quick, and yeah. So I'll be right back. Un momento. If you have YouTube Premium, you won't see anything. But yeah, something. I'm gonna click the button. What is this song? Sure, that's good ad break music. BRB. I'm not sure how long the ads are, but We're going to call that good. Okay, abrupt ending to the music. If people are still getting ads right now, oh, I didn't push the button. Hang on, I have to do that again. Sorry. I didn't actually push the button. Okay, there we go. Now it's doing the thing. Might just let this play out. Some surfer music. Can't do an ad break if you don't hit the ad break button. Got to keep in YouTube's good graces by doing that every so often. Okay. Let's see here. The NAB cartridges are queued for you. NAB. What is that, Kent? Emulor or Bounder? It depends on what you're doing, I guess. They're both very good chairs. I'll say that, but it depends on your use case, I guess. Bounder being rear-wheel drive, you obviously have to have a house that has enough space inside to accommodate a rear-wheel drive chair. But yeah, I think that's probably the main difference. Is there a way to turn off the beep sound on the joysticks? Says Ants. What kind of chair do you have, Ants? Like, what brand of chair is it? Think the microphone's back on? Yes, it is. All right. Live in Louisiana, no hills. Nice White Raven. I think it's hands down Bounder winning in every category, especially if you get the lithium upgrade. Yeah, so that is the one thing. I'd been hearing rumors. Well, I heard from Emulor 2 years ago that they were working on finalizing the lithium battery option. And there were some people in Canada, yes, Canada, that had that option. But I don't know if they ever finished it. And apparently it's been removed from the website, and now it's not an option anymore. So I'm not sure exactly. Oh. Robin, was that bracket welded on after that was put in there? So what you might have to do for that, wonder if I can set up a camera to the whiteboard here. Actually, I think you can see the whiteboard. Okay. Robin, we're going to attempt to do something on the whiteboard. I think you should be able to see it. Okay, so, make sure I'm not cutting HDMI or cat network cables. Okay, so here's the exoquad, right? Can you even see that? Let me use a blue pen. Okay, so here's the exoquad. Here's your rack hanging off the back, right? I think you can see that. Maybe. Can I prop up this other camera in a way that will work? I don't have my mount in here for this right now. Here, I'm going to balance this on a bunch of stuff, which may not work. Oh, wait, here we go. Ah, this might work. This is going to be a horribly unflattering camera angle. So it's kind of about the same. Well, I think you can kind of see. So here's the exoquad. Here's your rack coming out the back. The way those pipe mounts are right here, you may have to, and this is looking down from the top, you may have to get a rubber mallet and swing it in this direction on both sides, because those pipe fittings slip together. So you're going to have to hit one side, then hit the other. and it should come out. Those are both painted surfaces. So, hang on, let me get some more. Just a second. Let me get some more slack on this cable. Ah, there we go. There we go. So these are slipped into pipes right here, and the whole thing's kind of cantilevered down. So you're gonna have to get like a rubber mallet and bang on the inside of it out on each side to slowly work this out of there. Pulling on it's not gonna work. Those are both painted pipes, and especially if they've bent a little bit, they're very tight fitting, and it's gonna take some impacts to get them off. So you've already got penetrating oil on there, but you're gonna have to take off that webbing or something in there from the top or the bottom and just pound this out. And that should, in theory, work based on the pictures you sent. All right, let me... Okay. I need to get a camera set up over there for the whiteboard, but it's on the list of things like everything else. Yep, because there we go. All right. But for anyone else wondering what the heck I'm getting on about, let me show you the photos. Ta-da! There we go. So it's kind of hung on and cantilevered like that. So on the far side of it, you need to kind of hammer it out that way, because that fitting is not going to come out on its own by hand. It's going to take some impacts. Okay. There's that. What were we doing? Oh yeah, we were looking at the LoRa stuff. Welcome back, Robin. Oh, did you hear any of what I just said, Robin? If not, rewind a minute. I drew some stuff on the whiteboard for you. I don't listen to the ads. How will I know what to buy that I didn't know I needed? I know, right? I have a really bad thing with Burger King. If I'm watching a TV show and they start talking about Burger King or someone mentions it, I have to buy some. I think I got it out of my system though. But yeah. I heard odd noises around the house. Ugh. Art class with Dan. I know, right? And a very bouncy camera at a very high frame rate. Okay, let's go back over yonder here. Oh yeah, so I need to... If this wasn't $25, I probably wouldn't care, but I need those brackets. And the fact that this seal has dirt in it already, I'm not a big fan of that. Got to be careful drilling through that. Okay, so I think these are most of our parts here. There's antennas. We have the big antenna over there. That's cool that this came with that adapter. But yeah, these rack wireless modules are very power efficient compared to, compared to the Heltec V3s. They're also extremely stable. These, you just set them up, leave them alone, and you're like good to go. The V3 Heltec boards are good, but they just use a little more power, and they're good for like screwing around. Sometimes they require a restart. But these actually have built-in storage. So you mount this like an on-the-go drive. It's USB-C, by the way. And you copy over your firmware that way. This is one of the Heltec boards. These have a little OLED screen on them, which is pretty nice. This is what I'm using in my chair and that node up there in the window. And this is like ESP32 based. It has... So this has Wi-Fi built in also, and BLE, and then the LoRa antenna connects over here. And it's got a connector on the back, so you can put a little LiPo, like 3.7 volt LiPo cell in there. But yeah, these are the quickest, easiest way to get started. If you're deploying something you don't want to mess with though, these are the way to go. And it's funny looking at this online. It looks significantly larger than it is in person. But yeah, these little kits come with the little sort of rubber duck style internal antenna. And then a lot of times these are used with a generic case, which I forgot to grab. There we go. These ones here are just the generic case. And your little ESP board basically slots into there. And then this little, what I'm calling rubber duck antenna, basically goes in here. And then you plug that in. They do leave room for the battery connector on the back, but this case obviously isn't big enough to put an actual battery inside of. But yeah, these are probably the cheapest, easiest way to get started. This little setup right here without a battery you can get for like 18 bucks with the antenna and whatnot. But yeah, the one inside my chair in the power box, I just cut this off. And then I used one of these adapters and then mounted this on the outside of the power box, which is plenty good for most use cases. Anyways, I'm going to put this back in the anti-static bag so I don't lose the parts and pieces. There we go. And then this stuff we'll just kind of throw in here for now. Should be good. And when my friend comes over, I will build this up while he is here. So you can kind of see how that all works. Why is my watch being pinged? Oh, my VPS just charged me $2 for my monthly service. Excellent. Yeah, all right, cool. So there's all that. But from right here, for example, the little node that's on my chair is currently able to connect to 94 different nodes through the network. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, in case you're not aware, Meshtastic, LoRaWAN and Meshtastic are, well, Meshtastic is a software you run, but it's kind of a decentralized off-grid text messaging platform where you can send messages and sensor data and whatnot. Like, say, for example, I had a gate sensor at my friend's house that's like 8 miles from here. Using the network, I could set up a sensor, have that data sent through the network all the way back to my Home Assistant instance here. So, kind of cool stuff. And also text messaging. Okay, let me look at chat. I have not looked at chat in a while. Founder, art class, yes. Wendy's and Kentucky Fried Chicken is my weakness. Yeah, so KFC used to be my thing as well. You know, just their bucket of chicken. The last time I went there, it was like $39 for a bucket of chicken. And then it shared a parking lot with a grocery store. And I went to the grocery store and got the equivalent of a bucket of chicken there for $10. Obviously, the herbs and spices are not the same, but it was dang good. So, yeah. The Venn diagram of my wallet and KFC, I think, has kind of pushed that one out the window. I'm not addicted to KFC anymore. Too much BK ads acted on would put me into big bounder territory. Yeah. Yes, the flame broiled goodness. Radio engineer favorite on the way to transmitter site. Talked to my mom and wife through putting cellular antenna on the roof. Oh, nice. Not a clue, but the thing that the fire department does, breaking down doors, careful to make something pressure towards itself. Yeah, get yourself a rubber mallet, like a weighted rubber mallet. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. One of these orange things. They have like little beads inside of them. But something like this, like a weighted dead blow hammer, they're not very big. And I'm pretty sure you'd be able to get that apart. You just have to swing it with some force inside there to break that loose. But yeah, that should get the job done. You have to flip the resistor, desolder, resolder for external antenna on the Heltec 3.3. No. So they have a let me see if I can zoom in on this. It may not be what you're talking about, but they use one of these itty bitty SMA connectors on the board, and the software that's on it. There we go. They use one of these to connect. The software baked into this thing is capable, and so these aren't like proper RF things. They're just kind of a hobbyist thing, obviously. But if you're adjusting the antenna gain and all that, the software on this can adjust settings in the radio to make sure there isn't an issue. You don't want to power this up without an antenna connected. But, I mean, honestly, even in that case, these are set up in a way that it won't really cause any damage, at least with these Heltec boards. But I've been running high gain, multiple different versions of higher gain antennas on these without changing anything on the board, and they seem to work just fine. Obviously, I'm not hooking up like an SWR meter or anything. These technically are 22 dBi of output power. But what's interesting with it is the effective radiated power, because it's using chirp spread spectrum, but the effective radiated power is about 1.1 watts, something like that, which is kind of weird to think about from like 22 dBi, so, or dBm. I'm getting my words mixed up, but you can plug whatever antenna into that basically that you want, and those things are fine. You start getting into some different stuff, like the actual LoRaWAN gateways. You got to tune the antennas and whatnot, but those are more proper actual transmitter, RF modules. These are just cheapo little ones that you can kind of do whatever with on. See you for now. About to chase down the ice cream and other sweets. Excellent, Kent. See you later. Grocery store fried chicken can be so good, right? Like, you just assume it's not, and then you try it, and you're like, oh, this is actually edible. And more than that. Grocery store fried chicken is the life hack secret. Yeah, just don't hit yourself in the face, Robin. That's definitely an option. Red beans and rice. Ooh. Is that UFI or UFL connector? Is that what it's called? I can never remember the name of those connectors. Sonic Big Bill Slushy? I don't know about all that, Dustin. Slushy with pickle? Yeah, I don't know. So it looks like no built-in antenna, so no need to swap resistor. Yeah, that one does not have an antenna on the PCB. Yeah, okay. It all clicked in my brain now. Yep. Yeah, so these are in the 915 megahertz range. And again, it's chirp spread spectrum, or CSS, which is kind of a packet burst-based transmitting. But the cool thing is, it can pick signals out of noise like no one's business. It's kind of funny to think that you can go 5 to 7 miles line of sight on a 915 megahertz thing that's that small. It kind of like blows my mind, but CSS is really cool. Yeah, they are FCC regulated, yeah. Super strong dill, but when you're very hot and dehydrated, it rocks. I'd have to be in the right mindset, Dustin, to try that, I think. Yeah. Actually, Chris, you made me think of something. I have not done any sort of looking around at any of the RF stuff on here. Oh. Yeah, there's multi-layer board. Can we see anything down here? Yeah, there may be some stuff under the screen, but let's see here. Trying to get the light just right to see the traces. Oh yeah, look at all those vias. Yeah, I haven't really looked very close at these yet, but like I said, ESP32 based, just your basic little thing. Not proper RF gear, but it does get the job done somehow. So one of these boards with that high gain antenna attached to it, I was able to hit something 17 miles away. So that's pretty impressive. Granted, that is on top of a hill and all that, but yeah, I'm really a nerd for setting up my own communications infrastructure. Anyways, so you're saying it's delicious? Maybe a chaser to a Bloody Mary. Oh, I forgot that V8 juice exists. Hang on, I got to put that on my shopping list. I love me some tomato juice. I have this list for shopping because I forget that certain things exist. Master Shop, there we go. V8 juice. I don't know what it is. I've started loving that stuff. I can't get enough of it. Actually, I'm going to go to the mini mart and get some after the stream, I think. Because, yeah, so good. Hang on, let me check a couple of messages here real quick. Yeah, that looks good. My son Hank heard you and says he thought it sounded disgusting too, but it was amazing. Yeah, so that's one of those things that probably sounds terrible, but then you try it and it's like, oh, that's not bad. I think it's in that area. I won't say that I like jalapeno mint jam, but sort of in that zone, maybe. Yeah. One thing I do like to do though is when I'm out of dill pickle chips, I'll drop a couple hard-boiled eggs in the jar and leave them for like 2 weeks. That's good stuff right there. Also, no limit on receiver, only transmit, so you won't get knowledge, but if you want distance, yes. FCC marks, but no shielding, just saying. Yeah, exactly. So, I haven't looked into it yet, Chris, but there is a way to operate Meshtastic with your ham license. And I think it runs on a different frequency range. I'm pretty sure it would have to. But that is capped at 10 watts. I haven't gone into all the specifics on that yet. I don't know what range it is. Obviously, it'd have to be different hardware and all that. But at this particular level of stuff, being careful with antennas and setting SWR and all that is not that big of a deal. These things are set up in such a way that they're kind of self-protected and they're low enough power anyways that even if you shorted the antenna and powered up, I think it would survive. But yeah, you start getting into bigger stuff with longer range and more power. Obviously, you got to pay attention to traditional RF. What's the word? You got to stick to guidelines. Have you ever tried to tell her with bananas? What? Dill-flavored green beans. I could go for that, I think. The arc on that throw must have... Wait, what? And huge. Oh, yeah. A piece of bacon? Yes. We're getting into the food. Well, I think... I don't remember if I've eaten yet today, but I think we've gone for 2 hours. 5 o'clock here, Pacific time. So I think we might start wrapping this up and call it a stream. I need to get some food in me and stuff, so insert excuse here. But yeah. Anything else before we go? Piece of bacon. Oh yes, bacon is amazing. Better to have a banana than a green bean. And on that bombshell, I think we might call it a stream. What's for dinner? Tacos here. I don't know yet. I have to figure that out. Let's see. Let me find some closing music. I think we might just play that same song again, that sort of surfer-esque sounding music. I'll do that. Let me check anything else here, see if I needed to follow up on something. I think that's good. Clicking on things. All right, cool. Well, I think we'll call that a stream. So anyways, thanks for watching, and more things later on. I'm not going to work on that forefront one soon, unfortunately. I need a different workspace to deal with, like where I live. So it is on the radar and the roadmap at some point, but don't expect a video soon on swapping permobil and RNet stuff onto the forefront. have to wait for a little while on that, just so you know. But anyways, catch you guys next time. Where's the music? Is it playing? Oh, I turned down my volume. Oh wait, no, that's the wrong song. There we go. Alright, have a good night, everyone. Yeah, we'll just leave the donkeys on here again. Oh yes, and we'll see you next time. The Great Scott reference. We also have to calculate some voltages.